Welcome back to Lesscashmoremash. My name's Tom.
Mike.
And today, we're cracking open a new bottle of World Whiskey Society 8-year single barrel straight bourbon whiskey finished in Cognac Cask.
That was a mouthful.
Whew, it wasn't easy getting that one out. This does say LE on the bottle, so that means limited edition. You gotta love that. So let's get into the particulars on this one, and I'll explain why I say this anyway. So this one comes in at 126.6 proof. It is an 8-year whiskey. We got it for $32.99. This happens to be bottled 35 out of 175. It's produced and bottled by World Whiskey Society Company out of Pendergrass, Georgia. The mash bill is 80% corn, 10% malted corn, 5% rye, and 5% malted barley.
This is an odd little combination.
That is a different one. So I
8-year too. Besides, for that kind of money.
So this was the fun part of this one. So super fan of the channel, Steve, had brought one of these over to the house. And when he does come over, he usually brings me a bottle, and he loves Mystery Mash Monday. So he always makes me go sit on the stand.
Even if it's a Tuesday.
No. It doesn't matter what day he comes over. So when I try his bottles, he likes me to try to guess because I 100% have no clue what he brings over.
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to get this one.
He usually puts me to the test on that. So I'll go sit on the stairs. He'll pour it for me. Then I come up, and I try to guess them. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, sometimes they end up over there, sometimes they have a K on them because he doesn't want them back. But the moral of the story is he brought this over. So I have tried this. Mike has not.
I have not.
But at this price and what I remember it trying, you can go ahead.
No,
So
I'm listening so attentively.
I ended up telling him, please keep your bottle and just go buy me one. Like next time you go up
honestly,
there, buy me one.
If you do the whole, it's an 8-year at 126.6.
Yes.
For $32. There is no competition with that at all.
None.
For that price.
Right.
So I don't know if they just mismarked this.
I don't know either. And that's why I said
what the problem may be. But at any, Lashley, Elijah, any of those are double.
Right.
For the same proof in less years.
So this is
around the same.
So you get to try it first. And
this is a different mash bill.
This is why I said, please just go buy me one.
And
so when you go back up there, so when I told Mike, oh man, he just brought me one over. It's banging. He's like, well, get me one. So he does have this at the house. He has not tried it.
How do you not? I don't know if it can really suck at $32.99.
I agree.
For where you're at.
There was some controversy trying to find it on the internet on what this actually sells for because they have a 10-year, they have a younger one, but there was
I never even seen or heard of it.
Okay,
because this label would stand out. It looks like a dollar bill.
I agree.
So I would know. Plus a big 8-year on there.
I agree.
So I would, if I've seen it, I probably would have been in a car.
Mm-hmm.
And stupid me, I probably would have paid $100 for the thing. But it's got a nice sweet start. And it holds on.
Again,
you can't lose on this one.
There's very few bottles that he's brought over where I was like, oh, there is zero I don't like about this. This is a bottle I've never heard of. This is a bottle I've never seen. This is where you guys come in.
So back to the Lesscashmoremash.
Yeah.
If you can find one of these, this is a pretty good steal. This
is an absolute steal. And he might have just got it at a huge bargain. If you guys do see this at a different price.
Sticker on it.
There isn't in this place. This isn't one of his normal stores. He just happened to be somewhere and he walked in and he found it. And I'm like, could you please go back there or let me know where it is? He's like, I'm going there tomorrow. And I'm like, I will take one. And in fact, you said, and then I was like, I'll take two. Full disclosure, you might even see a rye version of this that he had grabbed me. So I was like, that is awesome.
I don't think you grabbed me that.
You did not.
This is very tasty.
That's why when he brought
I like this combination though, because you get a tailspin of a little bit of a malt in the background.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which is not even a bad thing. Even though it's 80% corn, you get a light tail of a malt.
Between the malted corn and the malted barley, it does bring you a little bit of that. It brings a little hint of there is a complexity to this one that
hand it hangs.
Yeah, it does, but not hot.
No,
it hangs 100% with flavor.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's only got 5% rye. It's not really even giving me a pop rocky. It just sits in my mouth with a ton of flavor and taste.
I'd like to know let us know if you guys find this, because this is, and what it's actually worth, because I can't imagine this is the correct price.
No, and that's why, like, when he had found it, I was like, you need to grab me a bottle of this. I need to do, like, you can take yours back home. I need to get one of my own, because this needs to go up against other stuff. When you get it at $32.99, this holds on for days. Like, it has a great viscosity, a nice finish.
It has.
And
You would think there'd be more than 5% rye sometimes. When you switch this, it definitely hangs on.
That 126,
it's got the drizzle.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it sticks. It doesn't go. It's not like whoop. It's there.
That's that oily viscosity. It really does drink.
It's
thick,
almost right up there with what we did yesterday, to be honest.
That's why I wanted to do it today. I thought this would hang.
This would hold its own in any of them.
Yeah.
And even to backtrack, so the winner of that was a Jack 14 at 170.
So you were talking 2 days ago, but yes, because
whatever
the way I'm going to end up putting out the videos. Yes. Yeah.
That's a lot of bottles.
Again. That's where you guys come in. So 35. He did get this for $32.99. I have to assume that was just a store that didn't know what they were doing, or they just wanted to get rid of them.
How could that be?
It happens.
They had to have paid something for it.
Sometimes you need shelf space, and you just need to get stuff that isn't selling.
Yeah, but then you have a red sticker.
You know what? And you can leave a comment down below, because I'd be curious. Like, I've never been one of these people. Like, trust me, I watched a ton of Whiskey Tube before I did this. And they recommend. I did. I used to love watching it. And then, but you've never heard of these people. Like, this is.
I told you, I've never
like you said, I've never seen this, because it does stand out like a dollar bill.
It would definitely stand out, even if they had 2 trays.
And you can leave a comment down below if you're skeptical. Like if you only listen to what the people say. That's why I like doing these weird ones that are absolute.
I love doing
Copper and Cask. Nobody talks about Copper and Cask. That is absolute delicious.
It's right up there as one of my favorites for cheap money. This is pretty damn close.
This is right there with this.
It would be right there close to it.
I am one of the better whiskeys we drank this year.
The difference with Copper and Cask is they do a variety pack of the store. Like, we had the one for the Cape that had the coffee. We had different. So they do different flavors.
Stand by. I might have found a rye.
Did you?
Oh yeah. So I can't wait to try it.
You know what, they cater to whoever is doing a picking, and A+ to them, because
Steve.
I don't know if we've really found one that was bad.
No, I liked all of them. That's why
coffee's not my jam, but it was still.
They nailed the flavor they were looking for.
Well, it definitely was there.
Yep.
So, but this is very good.
This is.
This is so good.
This is A+. I have zero. I can't say. What do we not like about it?
There's nothing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what have we had that's been better this year?
You might have to go to the back to the
which were A+s. This is in competition.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
No, like this. And honestly, it would be cute to see if $32.99 could compete with $150 or whatever we paid for those. So,
well, those weren't that much either.
I'm just throwing a number
for this proof, though. This doesn't drink. It just drinks so much flavor, so much taste. If there is a critique, and we say it all the time, we do love that brown-forming, fruity.
It just says Mass. He never says a store.
If I put the asterisk, it's the store. I want to say this was at Burlington. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I lied, because he does a lot. He does hit Burlington Wine and Spirits sometimes, but this one was. I forget that he did tell me the town too. Not that it matters. It doesn't matter. If someone wants to know, I'll text him and he can. He'll let me know. But he's over here all the time anyway, so I'll find out if anyone wants to know. I'll let you know exactly what store he found us in. Wow. But this is an absolute banger of a bottle.
This is a steal.
There's not much we've had that can beat this. I think this would run with the Elassanies and the Elijahs and all the Bookers, everything. I think it would beat all of them.
It's gonna do quite well.
If it doesn't beat them, it's there.
It's
certainly not gonna fall off any of them.
It's not gonna get smoked.
Yeah, no.
And even if it did at $32.99 versus $60, $70, $80, it's not gonna get crushed.
I can say we recently did the Jack 10. And this absolutely spanks it.
I was a little disappointed with that one, honestly.
97 proof. It just doesn't carry it. It just doesn't carry it. Yeah.
Thus my disappointment.
No, I agree.
It didn't really have the flavor. It didn't really have all that. Now the 14 that we just did the other day, that was better.
That would be a bottle I'd love to throw it up against, because that did bring, and it's funny because I didn't get any of the banana, the nut, and all that stuff. But the minute you know what it is, I was like, of course that's what that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but that had a great viscosity. This is barely slacking on that. This is right there with the viscosity. This hangs with that flavor, and I attribute.
We had to do baby sips on them. So
no, right, because that was a harder drink. With the because we only had so much in the glass. But with the thank you again for sending that in. That was awesome. But
huge.
This is where you guys come in. You're gonna have to leave a comment down below if you've ever seen this. Again,
I don't even know the companies. I've never even heard of them. World Whiskey Society Company. Yeah,
I went with the title. I don't know. I don't know
and then
anything
about
Georgia.
They're what was it? Something in Georgia.
Well, they're out of the company's out of Pendergrass, Georgia, is where it's actually out of. But
where the hell is that?
This is in Georgia.
Pretty big state.
Yeah, it certainly is. I don't know. I've never been to Pendergrass.
Drive.
I got a buddy of mine that lives in Georgia, but nowhere near.
A lot of driving in Georgia, and this is not a small state. To just take a ride over there. That could be a half a day.
I don't know. This to me is phenomenal. If you guys have tried this, please leave a comment down below. But I'm curious to see, and definitely if you have it in your area, what do you actually pay for this? Because I have to assume that this store just either mispriced it or just wanted it out of there.
I'll have to Google. Did you Google it or you didn't?
I did not, because it didn't matter.
Check it out.
Because
it doesn't matter when you're gonna get it for that price.
I always put the price we get, because some of you guys are questioning on that. We hunt. You know what I mean? Like we do try to hunt, and I do try to stay.
We do.
Hence the name. We try to stay around MSRP or lower. So when I can find a bottle that is, especially when he brought this over, I was like, oh my God, this is like an easy A+. This is phenomenal. And
there's plenty that we buy for good money, and they suck.
100%. That's why when you get one like these, and that's why you guys are awesome, because you guys have so much information all the time. Let me know when you get this. But here it is. That's our review. I'm going A+. I'm putting this in there because I think this is one of the better things we drank this year.
So I'm not disappointed.
This is the World Whiskey Society 8-year single barrel straight bourbon whiskey finished in a cognac cask. And if you guys do see this, I know online I see the 10-year and a 6-year. I don't ever see the 8-year.
I don't know if I get a cognac finish out of this, but anyway, it's still delicious.
Again, I'm back to, I don't even know what, like all the cognac finishes we had like on the Old Elk and stuff were the weakest of all finishes. Isn't it just a condensed bourbon?
It's I can't go where I'm thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. So, but I'll tell you what, this is just bounty of
it's
flavor.
Usually smoother.
Oh, but it does. To me, this drink's full of taste.
And it does
flavor.
do that.
Yeah. So there you go. That's our review. Again, leave a comment down below if you guys have had this and what it costs or where you are. Just curiosity factor, because if you find it for $32.99 and you're passing up because you don't know the label, absolutely jump on this. This is a banger of a bottle.
That would be probably your biggest gain of the year.
It's going to be one of your best bottles. I guarantee it. So it's in the running for me.
I agree.
There you go. That's our review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.
And it's a different mash bill.
Yeah. Spend less. Drink more. Cheers. Cheers. So it kind of does bring you into that Chattanooga area. They do like different stuff.